welcome to another late night with Bridget and Holly. I'm your host, Holly.
And I'm your host, Bridget.
And tonight we have a special episode because, y'all, we are to the end of the first season of our podcast. So tonight's episode is going to be year in review. But before we get started, make sure y'all go hit that subscribe button. If you've not already subscribed to us, hit the notification bell. New episodes every Tuesday, Friday. Y'all, we got a little bit of big news. Not only are we on Spotify, but we are now on Apple, Google, iHeart. Anything that has a podcast, we are on it. So go check us out on whatever y'all listen to us on, or what your favorite podcast come on. We will be there. So getting us started tonight, what me and Bridget, basically what year in review is, we're just going to go over and discuss, how we came about, just things that has happened, and, since we started the podcast, and how excited we are about season 2. And we're
Mm-hmm.
going to let Bridget start us off.
Okay, so to start out with, I'm just going to run a few facts for you guys. We've been doing this. We started our podcast on August 18th. That was our first podcast show. Okay. From there, we decided to do 2 shows a week just a couple weeks later because you guys were saying you love the show. We've gained 236 subscribers in that time on YouTube. We've gained several on Spotify, and we're wanting to continue to grow. We are looking forward to an amazing season 2. We have actually posted 39 episodes since August. So you've got a lot of episodes if you're just tuning into us to go back and listen to. And the thing is, when me and Holly discussed this, we didn't want to get stuck. She was like, can we do just crime podcasts? I was like, I don't want to get stuck doing just crime podcasts. Well, how about, can we do this? So we sat and talked about it, and we agreed, let's just don't do one podcast. Let's do a one size fits all. Let's do something for everybody. And we also talked about the fact we just didn't want to touch on controversial stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just, no religion, no politics, leave that out of it. Let's just have fun. So we hope you guys enjoyed that. And on that note, Holly, I'm going to ask you, out of all these 39 episodes, which one, or what one would you say is your favorite?
God, it's really a tough decision because we do so many good shows. And almost every show we do, I'm like, oh my God, this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one. But I really like the Test Your Morality
Me
because
too.
it makes you think, and we're telling the truth about it. We're saying things that people want to say but kind of don't have the courage to say.
Mm-hmm.
But those are fun for me. I love
Yeah.
those. I love when we do our top tens of weird facts,
Yeah.
and just odd little things,
Mm-hmm.
because I think we touch people in so many different ways. Whether they're dealing with depression, we can help them cope with it. We can bring laughter to so many people
Yeah.
because just me and you are a comedy duo.
Yeah.
And this podcast has just done wonders for me as well, because it's, even though we talk every day,
Mm-hmm.
when we do our podcast, we're talking about how we're feeling and
Right.
what we're thinking.
Right.
And we love that you guys give us feedback. We love that y'all will say, hey, can y'all do an episode on this or that? Because
Right.
we'll do it. But when me and Bridget do these podcasts, we're literally thinking, okay, what's something that we can do that will make somebody smile, make somebody laugh, or help somebody who's in like a domestic situation. That was one of our specials that we aired, because we don't only just post on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Right.
We post for, awareness, special occasions and holidays and things like that. And those episodes usually always air, and will always air, probably on a Sunday, because that's what
Right.
we've been doing.
Right.
But I love it because for me it's releasing stuff mentally that's been built up in my head,
Mm-hmm.
that we can just discuss and let everybody hear it, and then y'all can say, you know what, God, I'm glad that Bridget and Holly talked about this, because I be thinking the same thing, and
Right.
it lets you know you're not alone. Everybody
Right.
has weird thoughts. Everybody goes through depression. Everybody's been through something in their life. So
Yeah.
that's why we're such a wide variety
Mm-hmm.
on our topic, so we can just, we got more people that we can help to just stick into one area.
Right. And so when you mention and you say, I enjoy the podcast because I'm able to get stuff off my chest or stuff that's been on my mind. we know that one of those things is the fact that Jason don't take out the trash. I know that bothers you.
It does. Him and that damn trash, like it weighs on my mind every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, am I gonna come home from work and be like, damn, he couldn't take the trash out, or
Right.
am I gonna come home and be surprised and be like, oh my god, he finally took the trash out without me asking?
Right. I
Puts
think
a
it's going to be.
lot on my mind.
I know. I know. I think that's rough, y'all. And I don't know if you've noticed or not, but we try to mention that every podcast. It's become an inside joke. So,
Yeah,
y'all just bear with us because you go hear it every podcast. We're gonna
every
slide it in there.
time. It's like our
So,
Easter egg, our little Easter egg.
yeah, that we hide in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we talked. What was the out of our shows that we've done though? So you enjoy Test Your Morality, and I would have to say, honestly, that's probably my favorite shows too. Is the question shows, the Test Your Morality, the deep questions, things like that. Now, I really do. We're trying to get into 3 more series within the podcast, and that's Ask Bridget and Holly, Confessions, and Settle the Argument. And those are basically you send in questions you may have to us, and we answer them. Or if you have a confession you just want to say, get it off your chest. We want to air that confession. We never tell in these 3 things who you are. You remain anonymous. And the settleable argument is it could be something as frivolous as how do you pronounce Aldi? Is it Aldi or Aldi, the grocery store?
Yeah.
And we want to help you with that. Give us our opinion on it. So we do want to start those 3, but going forward right now, it seems to be that in the past shows, I really do like the Test Your Moralities the most. But I was going to ask you, out of our shows that we've done, what would you say was the most difficult show that you had to listen to or talk about or do?
Oh, hands down, our most difficult one was the domestic violence,
Right.
because you told me a lot about that. I mean, we're best friends, but there's things that you hadn't, told me yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, to go through it with you over the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then to go through it again and me interview you to bring awareness, it was really hard because I cried the first time you told me, and
Mm-hmm.
cried the second time. It doesn't get any easier because, and this is just for anybody, you don't want anybody to go through that, but when you have a best friend
Mm-hmm.
or a family member, or somebody you love, to hear that, it just, it tears you apart. It hurts your heart and breaks your heart.
Yeah.
And it was, that was a very, very hard episode for me to do.
Yeah. And she's telling the truth, y'all, because afterwards, I don't think she cried. She might have teared up on the podcast, but afterwards we talked and she was just in tears. She said, I hate hearing you went through that and blah, blah, blah. But y'all, if you're going through a situation like that and you haven't listened to that episode, we encourage you to go back and listen to that. It is a trigger warning. We do want to tell you that it's hard to listen to. There's some things we talk about on there that's difficult to listen to, but at the same time, it might could help someone. So,
And
and
it
if,
has though.
yeah,
She's gotten people that has commented about that episode that it has truly, truly helped them.
right.
So if you're going through that situation, I recommend you listen to Bridget's story.
Yeah. And 2, if you have any questions that I didn't answer on there, you know what I'm saying, reach out to us, email us.
In the same
Uh
email.
yeah, we will definitely check on that. But okay, so those are your funnest and then your hardest. Are there any podcasts that we've done that you've hung up the at the end and been like, I just didn't like that show. I just didn't.
Yeah,
Which one?
the fucking spelling bee. Cause you made me look like an idiot. A freaking y'all. This podcast was strictly supposed to be named the top 10 words that people misspell.
Yeah.
Okay, I did my research. I did my motherfucking homework. But you know what Bridget decided to do
Go ahead.
at last minute? Oh, guess what, Holly? You have to spell the word too. And
Yeah.
we're doing a spelling bee.
Yeah.
If y'all could see my face right now, you would understand how that made me feel. So make sure you come to YouTube and subscribe just so you can see my facial expression. Because she did me dirty, y'all. She
Yeah.
did me dirty.
I
I
did.
felt
I
like
slid
I
that in
was
there.
in the second grade. Like,
I didn't want to give her time to prepare for
no.
to spell it, to practice spelling these
So
words. But
every
her face,
word,
y'all, was like,
I would have to say out of all the 10 words, probably about 9 of them, I was like, hold on, Bridget, let me write it down first. I couldn't just spell it on a whim. It was like, Oh, does this look right? Oh,
So
yeah.
that was the one you disliked the most. I'm trying to
Yep.
think. I'm gonna tell you, I don't dislike any, but I will tell you,
I don't either.
I've already told Holly this. If we're searching for a subject, we're like, well, what do you want to talk about today? You know, this bitch gonna throw out. I know. We'll do a top 10.
Yes. I
And
love the
I'm
top 10.
she does. She
They're
really does.
so fun because there's such a wide variety. We can cover just so many different things of like, where's the top 10 best places to vacation, or top 10 haunted houses, top 10 favorite movies. Like, the list just goes on and on and on and on, y'all.
Right.
But she's growing. She's beginning to love it a little bit because she has recommended them a couple of times.
That's just because I know you like them.
I know, but that's what a bestie is. They're like, you
And
know
y'all,
what? She
you may
likes
not
them.
know this, but we actually have two podcasts, I think two or three, that have never aired and will never air. We had to delete them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
Uh,
though
for
we
different
liked it.
reasons. For different reasons, we had to delete them.
Yes.
Uh,
That would be
more,
Bridget and Holly uncensored and uncut. Which I
yeah.
mean we are now, but that would really be uncensored and uncut. That yeah.
Yeah, we didn't air those, and I've actually deleted them, so y'all don't ask us to go back and air them because we
Yeah.
can't do it. They're gone. They're gone forever. But I just wanted to let y'all know that we have sit here before and recorded a whole 30-minute or hour podcast, went back and listened to it, and it's like, nah, we better not do that.
Yeah. Because y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. Me and Bridget never mean any harm by anything that we say. We're always gonna be blunt, we're always gonna speak the truth. But me and Bridget are what you would call jolly people. We're happy people, and we love to laugh and we love to make everybody laugh. But me and Bridget do have a little bit of dark humor, and not
Dark.
everybody likes that. We
Right.
do. So what makes us laugh hysterically and cry and piss in our pants, somebody else hear it and take offense to it. So we do keep that in mind. After we get our giggles out, we go back, we listen, and like, yep, that'd just be something that we had fun on. But a lot of people can't take dark humor, and we don't mean any harm by it. But
Right.
I mean, shit, the world is bad enough. You got to find something that makes you laugh to enjoy
Yeah.
life, and laughter's the best medicine.
Yeah. And for those that also could have our same sense of humor and you never got to hear those shows, we hate that for you because they were really good.
Yeah,
But we laughed a lot. But at the same time, we have to be sensitive to all people, all situations,
yeah.
all communities, everything. So we just
Me and Bridget
decided not
feed
to.
off each other very
We
well.
do.
Like
We do.
we do, and she might say something, and I'm gonna make it 10 times more worse to have her laughing, and then she's gonna add to it, and it's just gonna keep going and going and going.
That's right. So now let's we do that.
We
So
do.
let's talk about the year going forward. We kind of talked about where we are now. We started on August 18th, 39 episodes, 236 subscribers. So if I asked you, like when you ended this year, we've ended with these. So did you think we would be more further along? Are you surprised and we think we're doing good where we're at? You're right on target. Would you have liked to seen something better, or
Um,
how do you feel?
the only thing that I would say is I would have liked to see more subscribers.
Yeah.
But I know when it comes to this stuff, and especially when it comes to YouTube, just like with any platform, it takes time to grow.
Time.
Just some platforms are a lot harder to grow on. You just got to
Mm-hmm.
grind and grind, and that's what we do, y'all. Like we record so much that we are like a month ahead in our podcast, and we do that
Right.
because Bridget's got a life. I have a life. We both
Yeah.
work. We have family. So there's gonna be times something comes up to where we can't record. So we do that so y'all will never go without a show.
Right.
But I do wish that we would have grown more, and it does suck because some other platforms, if you advertise on there, they'll either take it down or they won't put it out there for people to see. So we want to grow organically anyway because we appreciate y'all and we love y'all so much. But we really want people to subscribe that actually listen
Yeah.
to podcasts, who enjoy
Right.
podcasts, because we
Right.
do. We appreciate the support.
Yeah.
We really, really do.
Right.
But it goes along with, getting monetized and our algorithm
Right.
and things like that. So we appreciate it, but we really want people who enjoy podcasts to subscribe to us.
Yeah, but
Because
and me
one
and
of
Holly's talked about that. We've talked about, I'm like you. I would love to have seen. I would like to have had at least 500 to 1,000 subscribers here at the end of the year.
yeah
But at the same time, I'm like you. We are growing organically. Holly's kind of mentioned to us because if y'all follow us on TikTok, we have a large following over there. And there's been a couple times we put it over there that we have a podcast, but TikTok won't push that out. So those get very little views. And I told her, I said, we don't want to get a bunch of TikTokers who don't listen to podcasts to come over here because then, yeah, we've gotten the subscriber count, but we don't have the engagement and that will hurt us. So, because y'all, if you're just don't following us because we told you to, and you don't listen to podcasts, you don't comment, you don't, then it ends up being just a dead subscriber. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So we're
Really?
not being rude by any means,
Yeah.
because trust me, we
Yeah.
truly thank y'all for y'all support, and
Yeah.
y'all, we wouldn't be where, neither one of us will be where we're at now on TikTok if
Yeah.
it weren't for y'all. But just remember, like, every platform does bring
Performs
something
different.
different, and
Yeah.
we are not mad if you don't come follow us over here,
Yeah.
because Jim and Sally may love Bridget on YouTube but not
Yeah.
on TikTok. And
Right.
Becky and Tom might love me on TikTok, but not love me on YouTube. So
Right.
no, we're saying this not to be rude
Right.
or anything like that. We're just kind of breaking it down how each platform, just how it works. With subscribers, the algorithm, getting monetized, and things like that.
Right. And I've noticed on every platform, your audience, like the mood of your audience is different. Like I could say something on TikTok and everybody laughs and put that same post on Facebook and everybody's like, I didn't think that was funny at all. I'm like, okay. It's
Yeah,
just a totally different audience. So you
it
have to keep that
really
in mind
is.
from platform to platform. You have to keep in mind, what works on that platform. And we're still trying to figure that out. Now, I will say, going forward, so we're going forward into the new year. What would you like to see for our podcast then? For me, I'll tell you straight off the bat, I like these 3 new series we're trying to get into. I'd like to see those take off. I'd like to see more subscribers, more engagement. Now, and when I say that, there's a few regular commenters, and I'm not going to say names because I don't know if you want your name aired or not, but we see you. I see those repeat comments
Yeah,
from
and we
our
appreciate
loyal,
it.
yeah, our loyal listeners. I do see those. But I want to see more engagement from our followers, in terms of
Mhm.
comments, in terms of emails, and if y'all have any ideas for a show, or if you're going through a situation like the domestic violence I was going through, if you're going through being a step parent and you don't know how to handle it, we did an episode on that.
We did.
If you have a situation like that, that would fall under the Ask Bridget and Holly, and you want us to do a show on it, tell us, and we'll do a show on it, and we'll talk about it, and we'll bring those topics up. But I would say in the future, I want to see better growth, more engagement. Um, I'm not. I wouldn't even say next year. I'd love to see us get monetized. I'm okay if we do it by year 3. You know what I'm saying? To get
Yeah.
monetized, because I'm okay growing slow as long as we're growing.
Yeah, and that's how I am. For me, what I want to see next year, I do want to see us grow more, and I want to see our audience interact with us more, engage in the podcast and give us ideas and things like that. I mean, I'll be honest, for the most part, I mean, me and Bridget are pretty crafty when it comes to coming up with podcast ideas. We can be on the telephone, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Bridget," and I'll name off 10 new podcasts, and then she'll call me and she'll be like, "Bitch, guess what? I got like 20 ideas for a podcast."
Mm-hmm.
And there's some times where we jot everything down, but then there's sometimes we'll go back and we'll look at a podcast, and Bridget will be like, "Oh, I don't know. Do you really want to do that?" And I don't think I like that idea I came up with. And then I'll be the same way. "Oh, Bridget, I know I said that, this was an idea for a podcast, but I think that's kind of boring." So we write down every ideas, but we go into each podcast carefully
Mm-hmm.
because we want it to be something that is going to keep you entertained
Mm-hmm.
and not bore you. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why we do so many different things,
Mm-hmm.
and not just stick with one thing and just whatever you call it, just stick with a niche. We don't
Right.
want to get in an ish in the podcast, but I'm okay with waiting to be monetized. I'm in no hurry to get monetized. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to see us grow, because the more we grow,
Mm-hmm.
then I know people love us and truly enjoy our podcast, and
Right.
we're helping people,
Right.
because we get it on TikTok and we get it on here. People are like, "Oh my God, I love y'all. Y'all are hilarious," or "I needed to hear this today," or "I needed to, see this," and y'all just made my day and brightened it. And that's just all we're trying to do,
Right.
because it's so much fun. This podcast means the world to me, and I treat it like it's my job.
Right.
And there'll
Yeah.
be times, I'm not gonna lie, there will be times where I won't feel like doing a podcast, but I push myself to do it, because that's how dedicated I am
Right.
to this. All y'all that are not looking at us on YouTube right now, your girl looks rough. My hair's in a bun, no makeup, and I've been cleaning and decorating and all this stuff. But I was like, you know what? I don't care. This is life. I
Yeah.
can't
Oh
always be
yeah.
perfect on camera.
No.
I'm not that person where I have to be perfect on camera.
Right.
And that's something that we like to do for y'all too, because so many people struggle with their self esteem and their confidence and stuff. Don't. You are you.
Yeah.
You're beautiful inside and out. You don't need makeup or have to have your hair perfectly done to be perfect or to be seen in social media.
That's
They
right.
make it out that way, but no, be yourself, be raw. That's
Yeah.
what people like.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And that's what I was telling her. I said, but she's right. There's days we don't want to do it. We don't want to get on here. But usually when
Mm-mm.
we get on here, we're glad we did and we had a good time.
Yeah, that is
Um,
so true, because
hmm
we will be like that, and it don't take like a second. And
yeah.
then when the podcast ends, because we can't say it when we're recording, I'm like, "Dang, I'm glad we did that. That was so much fun." And Bridget will be like, "That was a good one. That was a
Yeah.
good one."
Yeah, I like that. I like that. But yeah, I mean, I think that we've had a good start and I think that this next year is going to get even better. The fact that like Holly said at the beginning of the thing, we're starting out the new year on all your favorite podcast stations. Whether,
Yes,
like I said, you listen to Google Podcasts, Samsung Podcasts, Podchaser, Podbean, whatever it is, we're there. If we're not there, if you happen to go check and we're not there, hit us up and email and let us
yes.
know
Let us know.
we're
Let
not on
us
this
know.
channel and we want you on this channel and I'll get us on that channel. Um,
Yep.
but I would say we'll share this with you. Out of the podcast, I'm the control freak. I have to control all aspects of the podcast except for Holly comes up with ideas and she's on the other end of the mic and that's pretty much all I'm okay. So let me ask you that, Holly. How has that been for you? Is that
Okay, I do want to start off, because we are so open with people and honest, that
yeah?
I want to tell a little bit of a backstory about this. So,
Uh
okay, well, you're not gonna care, and besides, if we're recording this and Bridget listens to it and we decide we'll just redo it, but I'm gonna put it out there.
no, just put it out
Me,
there.
me and Bridget have been burned by so many people growing up with friends. We have went through friends like we go through freaking bras and underwear. Like,
You just witnessed me get burned by somebody I've been good to.
twice, not once, but twice. I've witnessed it twice.
Oh, you have? I don't want to know the
Uh-huh.
names, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, I will not say no names, but think about it.
Well, you can
Think
tell me
about it.
after the podcast because the
Yeah.
only reason we're not doing that is 'cause I don't care if people know my business. I just don't want to air other people's names and
No,
stuff. But
yeah, and I'm the same way.
But you seen I'm
So,
good to people. I'm good to, I mean, Holly will tell you she knows me well. She says I'm an amazing person and I'm good to people. But it
mhm.
bites me in the ass. And like I said, in the year that we've been a friends, she says she's seen it twice. I know once just here recently. Like, what the fuck did I do to this person to deserve
you,
this? But it happens.
you, yeah, the other one, if you think about it while I'm talking, and if you think of it, you can cut in. I don't care, but just think of something that you went through recently that you just started on, and you'll remember. But when me and Bridget started this, first of all, over a year ago, I approached her with a podcast. I was like, "Bridget, we need to do a podcast together," and she's like, "No, I don't really want to do it. Not right now, friend." And that was fine. And I really think nothing else about it. And a part of me was like, well, I still want to do a podcast. But I was like, I really want to do it with Bridget. So this year she approached me with it. And she was like, okay, I think I'm ready to do the podcast. So, da 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 da, long story short, cut through a little bit of the tape. I'm a leader, but I can also be a follower. And there's a lot of people who they're either one or the other.
Yeah.
But I can do both. She's never had a friend that can be both.
Mm-mm.
And she tried to tell me, we got all excited about this podcast. We did this, did this, did that. And she thought I was frustrated with her one day, and I was frustrated with my husband, and it was probably for taking out the trash. No, it
Not
was for
taking out
something.
trash. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was trying to answer her and answer him. And she had asked me to change something. This is when we were setting up our Instagram and TikTok. And I was in the middle of doing that for her because Bridget will catch on like this. Like, I mean, I'm good at proofreading, but it don't take her long at all. And so anyway, I'm trying to do something for her to do it so I don't forget about it. And he comes in here, and he's frustrating me. So when I come back with Bridget, I'm just like kind of short. I'm like, okay, da 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 da. She sends me this long text about, friend, I don't know if this is gonna work, and like she didn't even tell me what was going on at first time, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck just happened? We just started a podcast, and here's this bitch saying, we ain't gonna do the podcast. We'll just do our separate channels. And I'm like, we do our separate channels. I just ain't doing it at all.
Yeah.
And it was the tone of my voice because of my husband. But I understood, like, I was crying. We were like two sobbing little kitty cats. And I was like, so we both were blubbering idiots. And she will tell you now, and I know she will tell you as soon as I say this, I have proven to her that I am her fucking sea biscuit. And when I tell y'all this bitch rides me like a fucking horse, she rides me. But I'm the person that needs that. And I'm
Yeah.
not ashamed to admit that. And
Yeah.
I love that I literally I think I talked to her for like a whole entire hour. I was like, when you tell me to do something, I'm gonna do it. And
Yeah.
it's because she's been burned. And here we are going into business together that a lot of people don't do because they butt heads. But me and Bridget are so honest with each other that I'll tell her, like, I'm not afraid to tell her if she tells me a podcast idea. I'm not afraid to say, Bridget, I don't like that because it's not going to hurt her feelings.
No,
Just like
huh?
she'll tell me. Yeah, I come up with so many podcast ideas and I'll just throw them at Bridget. And I'm like, okay, Bridget, this is what I'm thinking, but you're better at coming up with the name. And in 2 seconds, she's got the name. But anyway, the purpose of this little backdrop story is that I know I've proven to her that she's like, yeah, okay, I can tell Holly do this, this, and that, and she'll get it done. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that we didn't not do this together
Yeah.
because again, she's not lying when she's a control freak. But
I am.
I'm the friend that can handle that.
Right.
It doesn't bother me because she's not doing it to be mean. She's not doing it to be a bitch. She's doing it because she knows the shit needs to get done.
Yeah.
So when she says that, she's telling you the truth. But no, I don't want her any other way. I'm glad she is this way. I'm not sitting here thinking, oh my God. No, I wouldn't have any other partner for this. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I do. I'm very, because like I said, I'm always like, we've got this many in the pocket. We got this many pocket. We
Mm-hmm.
need to do more. We need to do. And she's like, and I feel bad because I know she's working a full-time job. She's got a family to take care of, just like I do. But I'm always the driving force behind it. I'm like, let's go. Let's get this done. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I do take over the editing and the posting and all that because I do have more time because I do work from home than she does. But yeah, I feel bad for her sometimes because I knew
But
that. I
don't.
told her in the beginning. I said, I don't want to mix friends and business. That's the reason I didn't want to do the podcast together. I said, because I know how I am. I know that once I start, I'm driven for success, y'all. When I start my mind to something and set my mind to something, all I see is success in it. And I will do anything. I will claw, kick, scream, fight, anything to get to that success point.
Yep.
And so, and I knew if I brought her along with me, she was going to come kicking and screaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a damn. We're going to get finish line. Let's go. So Yeah, I know I'm hard to work with, but
But
I
you're not
appreciate
though.
you saying
That's
that.
the thing. That's the thing. And I'm so proud of her because I'd say probably the first probably 2 months of our podcast, that's all I had to hear. I feel like I'm being too hard. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. And I think again, like I said, I'm probably the best sea biscuit she has ever met and will ever freaking meet. Because again, like I said, I'm a leader and I'm a follower. I'm not that little whiny bitch that is gonna sit there and be like, oh God, you're a follower. No, sometimes you have to be a follower. You can't always be in the lead. But when you got a friend like Bridget who loves to be in the lead like that, you either gonna love her or take her, and I love her and I'm fine with it. So
Yeah.
I'm the best sea biscuit she's ever had.
And you know, when you use that reference, the best Seabiscuit, I'm with you. I hear you, but I don't. I've never seen the movie Seabiscuit, so I can't. I don't know. I can't relate. You're just saying
I've
it was a
never seen
horse.
it either. Either I just know it's about a horse named Steve Biscuit and he gets ride like a motherfucker. That's the only thing I know about it. I know
Oh
Jason's
God,
seen it. He probably could feel his feet on it, but I personally have
he's
never
probably going
seen
to tell
Steve
you that you're
Biscuit.
using it in the wrong context.
Well, I don't think so, because I'm like I'm your little show horse, and I'm gonna get things done when you tell me to do it. So when you're on a horse and you galloping, you tapping that horse and be like, all right, come on, bitch, go, go.
I'm kicking you in the ribs, huh? Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, guys, on that note, I think that wraps it up. We let you know how we started, we let you know where we've been, and we let you know where we're wanting to go. And we hope that you guys come with us because we love you.
Yes,
Um,
come with us on
and
this journey,
yeah, so Holly, you take us out.
y'all. On that note, we hope y'all have a very happy new year, and we will see y'all on season 2.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.